Kevin Mom wants to know, do you think Batman will have armor in the Batman-Superman movie?
I don't think so. I think they're going to go, I mean, they've been talking about having a slightly different variation of the Dark Knight costume, probably one going back to one that we've seen a few years ago from the one artist, not Loeb, but I can't remember the artist's name. But I don't think we're going to see armor. I do think there's going to be, when he fights Superman, there's going to be some kind of equalizing factor, but I don't think it's going to be armor per se. I don't know. How do you guys see it?
I think that if he does fight Superman, it will be some sort of suit, robotic suit, armor.
Maybe an adaptation of the Kryptonian armor that got left behind.
Maybe, and then maybe some kryptonite mixed in there.
Yeah, it probably have to be kryptonite. What do you think, Aaron?
I don't know about armor, but I do want to see variation of the suit. I want to see something a little bit different than what we've seen in movies past.
Not just all black.
I think they're going to go more classic, maybe with the gray and blue.
I'm guessing we're going to probably see some gray. All right, what's next?
Anthony Botalucci says 3 months away from the second most expensive movie and not even a real trailer yet. What's up with X-Men Days of Future Past?
I'd say we've had a real trailer.
Yeah.
I don't know what you've been watching, but we've had a real trailer, and it looks, oh, I almost dropped the F-bomb. It looks really awesome. So I'm really excited about it, and yeah, they are marketing, and they've got a good plan. They did a Super Bowl spot on top of that. So yeah, their gears are in motion. Do you guys see it any other way?
No, they're probably just waiting until closer to the date. They know that in this day and age, it's people have ADD and they, they forget about stuff. So they're probably going to wait till it's closer to the date.
Yeah,
is it bad that I'm looking past Days of Future Past already, and I'm looking forward to X-Men Apocalypse?
So am I.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
That one looks really awesome. But yeah, I think that the fans are really excited, or X-Men fans, or fans of the movies that don't even know the comics. We're already pretty stoked for this movie no matter what, but it's everyone else that I think we're holding like more information or additional trailers for the general public to remind them.
I think some people are waiting to see, because the last few Bryan Singer movies haven't been the greatest, so I think some people are waiting.
What are you talking about? Jack the Giant Slayer? Snubbed.
Yeah.
Snubbed at the Oscars.
So I think some people are waiting to see if he's returned to form.
All right, what's next?
Alexander Thomas wants to know our thoughts on a Back to the Future remake and who we would want to play Marty and Doc Brown.
Look, I've said this before, and I know it's an unpopular opinion. I believe remake anything. It doesn't matter, because even if the remake sucks, I've got the original, and it doesn't change the original, and I'm still happy with it, whatever. So I'm all for retelling Back to the Future in 5 or 10 years. I don't know that I want to see it before 2020, I don't think. But as far as who, impossible to say. I mean, if you're going to make it today, which I don't want it made today, Logan Lerman would actually probably not be a bad little fit. Michael Cera, I'm kidding.
Jesse Eisenberg?
Jesse Eisenberg.
Just stoke that fire.
Yeah, so I'll withhold any opinion about who it could be, but I could see them remaking eventually. Any strong thoughts on that?
I'd have to think more about who they could cast, but I think eventually they will. It's a classic.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they don't. I know I'm divergent in my opinion on this one, but I love those movies. I think they were so well done. Zemeckis did an incredible job, and I don't know if I could ever see it.
But that won't change if they remake it. Those originals will still be great.
John, but I just don't know if I want to see it happen again.
You're not the only one who feels that way. All right, what's next?
John, the original DVDs all erase when they do a remake. I just wanted to let you know that. Tama once says, hey guys, great show. Tweeting you from England. Do you think that Black Panther and Doctor Strange will be in Avengers 3? Cheers.
How did you tweet all that? So do we think Doctor Strange and Black Panther will be in Avengers 3? Going out on a limb and going to say no. I think one of them will be, but right now, Phase 3 is getting crowded really fast. We got Ant-Man, we've got probably Thor 3. We don't know if they're going to put Thor 3 into Phase 3, but I got a feeling they will. They've already announced Captain America 3. And then I think there's room for one of those two. But now there's even a rumor going around starting this morning, coming from JoeBlow.com, Jimmy O's site, that they've already scheduled a Guardians of the Galaxy sequel for 2016. Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, then there will absolutely be no room. And I don't think they're going to introduce Doctor Strange or Black Panther in Avengers 3. I think they're going to launch those characters in their own movies and then bring them Avengers. So I think you're going to get one out of the two. I don't think you're going to get both. What do you guys think?
I think Doctor Strange will be in Avengers 3.
I
because
agree.
if you've read Infinity Gauntlet, he plays a big role in kind of the planning of how to take down Thanos. So I think that will be a good time to introduce him.
I think standalone movies, sure, we can expect that to happen in the future, but Avengers 3, not sure. Too early to tell.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
Kyla Iris Garcia wants to know if there'll be a possible She-Ra movie or Sailor Moon, even if it's in animation form.
You know what? Don't guffaw at the idea. I have heard from some pretty reliable people, actually, that there are some people seriously looking at a Sailor Moon live-action film. Don't start writing around John Campy if AMC says, no. I'm just saying I heard from somebody that there is some talk going on. That's all. So don't go running with Sailor Moon movie coming headlines. So don't guffaw at that idea. That She-Ra, no, don't hold your breath. They're having a hard enough time just getting a He-Man movie going. So they got to get that going, get way beyond that before you can even start dreaming about She-Ra. So I don't think that, but Sailor Moon, don't fall over of shock if within the next 2 to 3 years if you hear them making one. What do you guys think? Or what have you heard? You heard anything different?
I love all of these ideas. I want to see it happen.
Yeah,
I want She-Ra. I want Sailor Moon. I want Power Rangers live action again. I want all of these things to happen. Sonic the Hedgehog too. Throw it in there.
She-Ra won't happen unless He-Man's a big hit, and maybe if she's
And maybe 2 or 3 He-Man big hits,
yeah. But with Sailor Moon, the thing I think is like its peak has already happened, hasn't it? Like, it used to be really, really big how many years ago?
Yeah.
It's still known, but it's not as big, so I don't know.
All right, what's next?
My name is Brad, is writing from Jamaica, and
Whoa.
says a lot of people are bashing Wolf of Wall Street for glorifying the life of Jordan Belfort. What do you guys think?
No, this is an argument I've had with a lot of people. The movie does not glorify anything. The movie tells the story from one character's point of view. And you as an audience member, the filmmakers trust that you're not stupid enough that you don't recognize it as being told from that guy's point of view. And from his point of view, you never see yourself as the bad guy. You always justify everything to yourself. You always justify everything you've done. Even the things you know were wrong, you soften the blow to yourself. He narrates the movie, for heaven's sakes. The movie is narrated by this character. So yeah, I don't think they glorified squat. They just told it from his point of view, and I think that's the appropriate way to tell that kind of a story. And then it's up to us as an audience to be intelligent enough to know how to interpret that. Am I preaching the wrong message here, or what do you think?
Wolf of Wall Street was my second favorite movie of the year last year, so I don't think it glorifies it at all. I think it. And also, I think a lot of people were saying, well, nothing really happened to him at the end. Well, the thing is, it's based on a real story, so
Yeah.
if it didn't happen, they can't write up like, oh, he went to jail for 50 years.
Yeah.
That didn't happen in real life, and I think that's more on society than it is on Scorsese and whoever made the movie. Like, they're not going to make up a fake ending for it.
Aaron?
Yeah, it's art, and it's based on a true story, and the way that they tell the story or portray it can be portrayed however they want to and however Scorsese finds appropriate. And ultimately, I don't think that it's a commentary on what had happened in terms of what he views as truth. It's more of a commentary of what this says about us as a society.
No, I agree.
And the fact that it even happened. It's more of an idea than a statement that this is okay or glorifying his life.
All right, let's take 3 more.
Alex Weaver wants to know if we think Aaron Paul will be one of the big names in Hollywood in the future.
I don't think so. But let me preface that by saying I really hope so. The dude's a class act. I mean, not only do I think he's super talented, he is a legitimate, really nice guy. I had a chance to meet him at the world premiere for Zero Dark 30, and the very next day he invited Anne to go down to this big waffle truck that was closing down, and him and Tobey Maguire were there, and they did all this kind of stuff. Just a genuinely sweetheart of a guy. What you see is what you get. I hope he becomes a big star. My fear is that the success he had on Breaking Bad will become a hindrance to breaking out. But, you know, we got Need for Speed coming out. And I think if he can impress a lot of people, and if this movie can actually become a little bit of a sleeper hit, it certainly increases his chances. I just don't know that it can happen. What do you guys think?
I think he has the talent, and I think he has the charisma to break out as a star. It's all about, I think, choosing roles, though, and getting the right roles, because there's other people who also have talent and charisma. You have, we've talked about this a lot, Taylor Kitsch. I think he's really talented.
Super
I think
talented, dude.
He's a good-looking guy. He has the charisma, but he just happened, and it's not even bad movies, like we talked about John Carter. But just,
Battleship was a bad movie.
Yes, it was. Yeah. But I just saw him in Lone Survivor, so that's the last impression I have, which was actually pretty good. But it's a lot of luck involved as well.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking of this very same question last night. I'm on season 4 of Breaking Bad. I know, late to the game here, a little late to the party. But I was thinking this exact same thing. Like, who in this cast is going to be the main breakout star other than Bryan Cranston? And I think he's so talented.
I'm not even sure Bryan Cranston is going to have a real solid
I think it will be a challenge for him too, but I think that they did an amazing job of assembling that cast. Everyone is so solid, and I would love to see them all have careers, and it will be super interesting to see who is the biggest Hollywood breakout star 5 to 10 years from now. I think Aaron Paul definitely has it in him. I think he's so amazing to watch. He's charismatic and so talented, and I think he could play a very wide range of different roles.
Yeah, does he have the talent to do it? Yes, but are we, as the audience, as the wider audience, going to embrace him in that? That's going to be the bigger question.
As an audience member and a critic, I will.
I know you will.
Yeah, I think it's all about the role. I'd like to see him in comedy, though.
I'd love to see him try to do comedy.
Yeah, because I think he has that, comedic presence.
All right, let's fly through the last 2 ones here.
David wants to know, why did The Lone Ranger get an Oscar nomination for special effects over Man of Steel or even Frozen?
It affects people look at things differently than everybody else does. And how it got a nomination over Man of Steel is beyond me, and I come from a visual effects background, but remember, there are visual effects people voting on this, and so they saw certain things that they liked, and remember, it's a visual effects nomination. This isn't a comment on the quality of the movie. Some people saying, that movie's so bad, how could it possibly get a nomination? Because it's not a nomination about how good the movie is, it's a nomination on visual effects, and the voting people thought there was enough there to give it a nomination, so I got no problem with it. I wouldn't have done it that way, but I got no problem with it.
I got a problem with it. Pacific Rim should have been in there.
I thought Pacific Rim did get nominated.
No, it didn't.
It didn't?
The Hobbit got nominated. Pacific Rim did not.
Okay, right.
And Man of Steel did not. So, yeah, I got a problem with it.
Yeah, the same thing. I was thinking the exact same thing. Pacific Rim, robbed. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, last question.
Tim Terrell says, what is happening to the Jon Favreau Magic Kingdom film? Is it still going ahead?
You know what? I'm not really sure. Everything about Favreau right now has been about Chef. Yeah. Which I am dying to see because he's got him. He plays an emotionally unstable food truck chef. To me, that's gold right there. And then he called in his Iron Man favor by getting Robert Downey Jr. involved, and he got Scarlett Johansson is in it. This is going to be Favreau's love interest this time. I think this movie is going to be wonderful. I'm really looking forward to it. But ever since he started rolling that other stuff has kind of been falling away. And I've heard nothing. Have you guys heard anything?
No, but I'd love to cast myself in a movie and put Scarlett Johansson as
my romantic love interest.
We've got to make out here. Hold on.
JGL did it too last year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was the actress he wanted to
Don
cast.
John. Yeah. So who will I have all these makeout scenes with? Okay.
Yeah, he's big on Chef. He's big on Chef right now. He actually was on that reality show Top Chef, promoting Chef.
Well, that's the place to do it.
Yeah, he had Roy Choi, who started the whole food truck craze with the Kogi food trucks. He was on there with him, and he was talking about Chef. So yeah, Magic Kingdom, kind of out of the picture right now.
Yeah, so I'm sure they'll get it rolling at some point.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.